Please rest. Biko, you only get married once. Do you want to go with eye bags? Everybody will know that this one no sleep last, and you probably will not sleep that night. I want it. Hey guys, hi! Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to part 2 of this video. Thank you for coming back. Thank you. I know I've vexed plenty people, but I know you still love me and I still love you guys too. So thank you for coming back. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe, and if you enjoy watching this video, please like it now or at the end of the video, and please don't forget to leave a comment below asking us questions or telling us things that you want us to talk about. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love you guys. So now I'm going to talk about how to curb lateness. We are not soothsayers here. We are not telepathic. There's really so much you can do, right? But you want to be kind to people. So you need to make sure that you make a conscious effort to curb lateness. I'm just going to give us a few tips on how we should curb lateness, but you do better as a person, right? Now for brides, how can you curb lateness? Number one, rest very well the day before your wedding. I know like this is a very difficult thing to ask, mostly for brides that are hands-on and doing things by themselves. To be fair, I don't think I'm going to be resting the day before my wedding, but I also know to wake up early because it's my job, right? But you that doesn't know and you that's not used to it, maybe you're not even a morning person, please rest. Be cool. Like, you only get married once. Do you want to go with eye bags? Everybody will know that this one no sleep last, and you probably will not sleep that night. How you want take? Let's not discuss it. But you need to rest very well. I've seen brides not be like they were not able to dance for their reception because they were so exhausted because they didn't sleep well the day before. So number one way to curb lateness as a bride or as a celebrant, let's use the word celebrant. As a celebrant, the number one thing to do is to rest well the day before. Rest well and sleep very early the day before your event so that you're refreshed. You can wake up early on your own. Set an alarm if you can't. Get friends to wake you up if you know you wouldn't wake up early. But if you have been told that the hairstylist is going to come by 6, please do well to be up and showered before 5:30, or by 5:30 wake up and shower so that you are waiting for the hairstylist. If that hairstylist doesn't come by 6 and you doze off, I mean, it's nobody's fault, right? But you need to do your part so that you know who to hold accountable for making you late when you did your part. Does that make sense? Number 2, for brides, make sure that you bring out all your accessories, outfits, whatever you're going to be wearing. Make sure they're all arranged and prepared for the day. It's not on the day of your event that you're now looking for your one earring that was supposed to be worn with your second dress, or you're looking for your hairpiece that you probably left in your house. All that is not necessary. Like, you're not even supposed to be doing all that. You're supposed to have a chief bridesmaid that help you do that. But the day before, all those things should be done to avoid I don't know where my shoe is. To avoid all that, just make sure that you've arranged your things properly, right, the day before. Then this is for do-it-yourself celebrants, like people that want to plan their event by themselves. Number 3 is to make sure you check up on your vendors. You should have a friend or family or somebody in charge. Like, that's why people hire coordinators for their event day, so that those people can handle that aspect. So you're supposed to make sure you call your vendors to make sure they are not running late. There was a vendor that I was supposed to get to my client by 6. By 6, I called this vendor because I had a coordinator assigned to this person, and the coordinator was like, oh, she's not picking. So I called her myself by 6, and she was like, oh my god, I'm on my way. Oh my god, you're on your way. By 6 that you're supposed to be there. So you need to continuously remind these people, from when you hire them to when you've paid. to when you're reminding them again just before, oh, my event is next week. Oh. You know, there are people that forget that they have an event, like they don't have good scheduling or good management for their own administrative work. Like they don't do good administrative work for their own businesses, so they are not able to keep track of dates when they have events and when they don't have. There are vendors like that. Some people are very good at the job, but they don't know how to do the business part of it. So you have to do your own part because you don't know these people. And after your event, you will go your own like you guys will go your separate ways. So don't let personal, like people's personal characteristics or personal behaviors affect your business. Don't, or your event. Don't let that happen. And don't let your own personal characteristic affect your own event. No, if you're late to things, that's fine. That's your lifestyle. I mean, it might not be fine, but that's your lifestyle. Do not be late for your event. Simple. How can you curb lateness as a vendor? So I'm not just going to be attacking everybody today. I'll definitely give tips, right? So number one, for a vendor to curb lateness, please do not double book. Or if you have the capacity, you have the amount of workers you need to handle 2 events on the same day, that's fine. I mean, you can even have 5 events on the same day, that's fine, as long as you have the capacity. But please, separate logistics. Don't send the same car with food for, except maybe they are both in the same town. For instance, you have 2 events in Yaba, then you can use the same logistics, but make sure they leave early. That's it. Don't. And when I say make sure they leave early, if you're supposed to arrive for 7 with one and for 8 with the second one, then you can use the same vehicle. But if you're supposed to arrive 7 for both of them, then you might be planning. You might have to plan to arrive by 6 to 1 or by 6:30 to 1 and by 7 to the second one, just so that you can make it on time for both. Number 2, to avoid problems and to make sure your time management skills are top notch, plan to get to the event earlier than the time you were given. Some people say, I was told to get to the venue by 9, so I'm working towards getting to the venue by 9. A trick is, if you're told to get to the venue by 9, work to get to the venue 8:30. Nobody is going to fine you for getting to the venue early. Let's be honest. You're not going to be punished if you get early. If anything, I always remember vendors that were at the venue before me. Very few times that has happened, to be fair, because most times I get to the venue like 5 or 6. But I remember vendors that were on time. When I want to recommend vendors, I remember those ones before I remember other vendors that, oh, this one's food was nice. It was nice, but she came an hour late. So do I want to recommend somebody that I do not trust? No. So as a vendor, do well to make sure that you get to where you're going earlier than the time that you were given. If you know you live on the island and you are having an event on the mainland, please explain to me why you're leaving your house 1 hour to the time you were told to get there. When you know how, this is for people living in Lagos, when you know how bad traffic is, why do we do these things? Like, if it's your personal behavior to be late for things, that's your personal life, don't bring it to business. I always say something: if you know that you're not going to be serious about the business that you're doing, why start it in the first place? There are people that are hustling. If they see the opportunities that some of us see, they will take it and act like their lives depend on it. But some of us have these opportunities and we just act very nonchalant because we know it will still come, because we have links. Try to separate your personal life. I mean, some people even say, oh, it's my friend, she will understand. Understand, people. If I pay for a service, I'm sorry, I expect professionalism. Because if somebody pays me for a service, I'm your friend, yes, but I'm sorry, our friendship doesn't stop. But I pause that idea of this is my friend. I work hard for the money that you pay me, and I expect the same from my vendors. So as a vendor, please, time management is very important. If you don't understand, ask. My DM is open. My every comment section is open. Ask. What don't you get? Let's talk. Right? Now, as a planner, how can you manage time to make sure that there's no lateness in your event? Have a schedule. Somewhere in this video, I'll leave a copy or a sample of schedules I've used for events. I have really different. It varies. It depends on what you have, the timeline for the day, what you have planned for the day, how many things are going to happen, when is this supposed to happen, do you have a traditional wedding before, do you have an engagement, do you have a white wedding, is there a joining, stuff like that. But your schedule is supposed to show what is happening at each time, who should get there, who is in charge of getting there. Your schedule literally shows the timing of an event. So if your hair vendor is supposed to get there by 6, have a schedule that states that, and share the schedules with your timelines. Share it with the vendors. Let them know that this is what is expected of them, and this is when they're expected to get to where they're supposed to be. Share addresses before the day of the event. Share phone numbers before the day of. It's not the day of the event you should be calling the chief bridesmaid. Oh, I'm sorry, what's your room number? What's that? It's not your fault that the makeup artist got there 30 minutes late, but it's your fault that the makeup artist did not know the hotel until you sent, and then the makeup artist is in traffic trying to find the best route. Is the makeup artist not supposed to have the address so that they know the best route the day before? You can't teach people these things. Professionalism starts with everything. Like, your event is only as good as the execution is. So you might have planned it to the T, but the execution is whack. You wasted your time. I'm sorry. Like, there was an event I actually handled that I cried because I felt like I put in so much effort for the nonsense I saw happen that day. Did that ever happen again? No. Because I learned from that mistake and I worked on that aspect. I made sure that that gap was closed. To be a professional is not easy. Okay, I'm talking to laymen. To be laymen and to plan events is not easy. You decided to plan your event, so I'm sorry, you have to take up the hat of a planner. So in this case, you're the one to come up with the schedule, you're the one to contact all the vendors, you're the one to remind them of the time you're supposed to get there, you're the one to send the schedule to every single vendor that is on your schedule list, even your photographer. They should know when they're needed at the hall to take pictures of the hall. They are supposed to know when to come take pictures of the celebrants. They are meant to know when to take pictures of all the food or whatever, the refreshments that have been provided. So please, you can go through you can ask for a copy of the schedule also if you want that. I'll leave a copy on this video, but you can always ask. Finally, for my beautiful planners. Now this one, I know that it will cause problems, but in your contract, include time and include fees for lateness. Time, I've actually found that money motivates people. I mean, we all know everybody likes money, right? So in your contract, when you're signing with vendors, whichever vendor it is, make sure that you highlight the fact that if they come late by 5 minutes, this is how much you're going to pay. By 30 minutes, this is how much. By 1 hour, this is how much. Because this, I'm sorry, vendors, but it's really annoying. When people do not pay on time, you do not relent. You actually don't, you don't miss out on the opportunity to collect extra money. When things get more expensive in the market, yes, it's not your fault, but you do not delay to remind the client to pay you extra. So why would you delay to come for the event? Why are you late? In short, when fuel price increased, even though the client did not pay you for the initial fuel price, you pushed that responsibility to the client as well. So why exactly would you end up being late for the event? So as I was saying, if you are planning your event, please make sure that you cover, You see that time photographer should be at the venue from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. or whatever time. I mean, if that's the time that you want to, or whatever time it is, make sure you write it down in your contract or your agreement with that person, so that when they breach the contract, they know what they're expected to do. If you forgive them, it's your case too. But if you do not, you have work to do. Thank you everybody for watching today's video. I know it's a bit more serious. I know it's been a lot. Yeah, we spoke about a lot. I know, but thank you for staying with me. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for listening. If you're still here, thank you. I hope you learned something new. If you did not, no wala. Thank you for being here. Anyway, please don't forget to leave thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe if you've not done that already, and also don't forget to turn on your notification button so that you are always aware when I post new videos. In conclusion, time na money. Time is money for a lot of people. It may not be for you, but do not be unconscious of the fact that you're working with people and your actions or inactions can affect them and their money. So do well to follow shadows. Do well to care about the next person and how your action can influence them. Do well not to be late for your party. You know, people will party without you and you will be fine. Okay? And be kind. Don't forget to show love. Don't forget to be kind. And finally, do not waste anyone's time. If you know you're not ready for the sacrifices that has to do with time management when it comes to events, please don't venture into it. Like, don't even bother. Just leave it alone. Don't say you want to plan an event if you're not. I mean, you want to plan an event, but in the process of meeting with or setting a meeting with the vendors you want to hire, you go to the meeting late. What if that vendor has another meeting with someone else? So don't waste anybody's time. Don't venture into it if you know you cannot afford to do it. I love you guys. Until next time we meet, I will always remain Abigail David Aja. Remain blessed. Bye.